right now. Wonderful. What a day, what a way to spend a Monday. Just me and the dog. Me and the dog that loves me. Watching some flames. Just great. So, the thing people are always asking is, well, how do I really get freedom? How do I really get to live out my dreams, or at least the pursuit of happiness, which is the pursuit of your dreams, the pursuit of your desires? How do you get that? And there's really, yeah, you gotta watch out. You never seen a fire like that before, have you? There's one thing, really. It's awfully simple, and it's not an innovative thought by any stretch of the imagination. It's just something that's so basic that people overlook it. It's like, Jesus, the cornerstone that the builders, passed over, is debt. Debt is the freedom killer. Debt is the dream killer. If you have any debt, you'll never be able to actually really lay back and enjoy your peace, your freedom time, so to speak. If you got debt, it's over. Doesn't matter how much debt. It's a mentality. And this is the problem with the public, who a lot of them are like, oh, they've got a credit card and they pay it off every month and they get the points or whatever, and, airfare miles or whatnot. But what they don't understand is that, the house always wins. The bankers, the elites, whatever you want to call them, are smarter than you. And they realize that even if you're going to play their game, you are in debt all month. You pay at the end of the month, but you're actually in debt all month. You're an idiot. And that suffuses through your mentality, through the way you live your life, is that you're in debt, And when you're in debt, an albatross around your neck, it's got a stranglehold on you, whether you can see it or not, whether you can feel it or not. It's like people who have, a bad back or pain in their body. After a while, they just get used to it and they forget that they even have the pain, because it becomes normal. Well, it's the same thing for many of you debtors out there, which many of you are. You just are so used to living with that anguish, with that lack of freedom, that you wouldn't know what it was like to even have freedom in the first place. If you're even a penny in debt, it's over for you. You'll never, ever have freedom and peace, ever. Now, am I talking about medical debt, or am I talking about the debt that the government tries to foist on you, via, No, I'm talking about consumer debt. If you have any consumer debt, it's impossible for you to be free. You can argue with me till the cows come home. I won't engage in that argument, because all I know is it's just people rationalizing away their poor decisions. I don't know anybody who's got any debt who has the ability to just chill at home, light a fire, relax. They can't do it, because when you have debt, you're always in a constant state of mental anguish. You're always in a state of rat racing where you got to make more money. So if you're in debt, money rules your life. But if you're not in debt, money doesn't rule your life. What rules your life is your dreams, your aspirations. Actually, what you want out of life, which can vastly vary and differ between people. And so if you owe, then you cannot own your purpose. You're just aimless, flotsam and jetsam on the high seas, carried about by the vicissitudes of the market, because you're a slave to the market at that point. You're a slave to the market, you're a slave to employment. And even if you're not employed, even if you're a business owner and you're in debt, you're a slave to your customers. Whereas if you have no debt, you're a slave to nobody. Yeah, you've got your basic needs that you have to meet. You've got your aspirations, which cost, no doubt. But at the end of the day, nobody owns you. And you can do things leisurely at your own pace. And which means you can take days or time off, or weeks or even months off, and do what you want. I mean, for me, when I decide I want to write books, I take weeks off. I take months off sometimes, because that's what I want to do. And because I have enough to do what I want, and to meet my basic needs, I don't have to care. I can totally disengage. I don't have to care. If I go out in public for whatever reason and I see the traffic clogged up, I can just have a good chuckle, because those people are engaging and powering up, this debt slave, and they're freely participants of it. They want to be a part of it. love being in debt. They love feeling the tug of their obligation to their masters. That's what they want. They want to feel like livestock. They want to feel led. And that's happiness to them, you know? Happiness to the vast majority of people is not actual happiness or fulfillment. It's merely the temporary cessation of pain. That's it. But most of these people are living in low-level anxiety or high-level anxiety all the time, you know? And it's become so normalized to owe, to borrow and to owe, that most people don't even know what it would feel like to not owe. I mean, everybody, when they were a child, they had that experience of being free. And people don't put the dots together, is that that's really because you don't owe anybody. You're a slave. Now, on YouTube, I can guarantee you 95% of my audience, you're slaves. You're all in debt. You're slaves. You owe money. You, of your own volition, borrowed money to buy something stupid, and now you have to work and exchange your life energy to pay it back, which means you're a slave. So, of course, slaves are not going to like me because I call them what they are. You're a slave. You're financial peonage, financial bondage. That's what it is. You know, most people are masochistic in a sexual sense and in a financial sense, and they do overlap. You know, you're financially and sexually masochistic. You like feeling, you know, the bondage and the submission to your master, you know, and the beautiful thing is that your financial masters didn't make you borrow money or take out loans. You did it of your own free will. So basically what you told them is that you want to be a slave. You want to be held in submission. And so they go, oh, okay, cool. Well, okay, your credit card's at 29% interest now, bro. You wanted this, remember? So that's what it is. And you know, if you want to live a life like that, you're just never going to experience or taste the peace, the freedom. You know, I've never been in debt in my life. I've never owed money. And so for me, I kind of take this for granted in a way. Just this is my state of life, and living is just beauty and peace and tranquility. You know, if I were to invite a debt slave over, which I never would, but if I did, they'd be like, oh, bro, this is great. This reminds me of being in Boy Scouts back in the day, going on camping trips with my dad, you know? Well, yeah, dude, that doesn't have to end because you're an adult. It doesn't. Quite frankly, if you're in debt, you're not an adult, you're a dolt. You're a D-O-L-T. You're adult. It doesn't have to be like that. You know, it can be, your life can be beautiful and peaceful and tranquil and amazing. And it doesn't take anything other than realizing that you just don't have to be in debt. That's it. And, you know, I mean, if you're listening to this right now, you're probably a loser in debt. And, you know, I'm laughing at you. And it is what it is. I get to laugh at you. It's a beautiful thing. Because you're a slave. You're a slave. Oh, man. I don't even know what time. It's 1:55. So I get it. I mean, you're probably sitting in your office right now. You got a notification on your phone. Oh, man, this guy's burning a fire at home. Fuck this guy. Yep, well, sorry. I guess it kind of sucks to be you if you got debt and you got to go to the office and pay it off. I mean, man. Sucks to be you. But it's one of the great things about being me or people like me is that, you know, I can just laugh at the slaves, the peons, the debtors. You know, you owe money. You owe money. You'll never be free. You'll always be a slave. It sucks to be you. You know, and it angers so many of you little animals so much. But it's so fun to say over and over again because it makes you so salty. Because like I said, I can guarantee 95% of the people listening in right now are debtors. You're debt slaves. And you willingly borrowed money, whether it be for college, a car, credit cards, a mortgage. You willingly borrowed because you thought that's the only way to do it. Well, it's not the only way to do it. And you're a slave. A willing slave, which is great. I mean, I think it's amazing that human beings actually mark themselves as slaves of their own free will. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But I enjoy it. I enjoy watching people freely put themselves through suffering. People are that dumb. They actually freely, of their own volition, put themselves through way more suffering than they need to. All because they wanted to swipe the credit card or they wanted to take out a car loan or they wanted to take out student debt or a mortgage or whatever because they didn't want to actually work to buy it with earned funds. It's just amazing, you know? And so if you want to do that, you lock yourself into a lifestyle of being an office drone, buzzing around the hallways and the water cooler, and sitting at your workstation in front of your computer doing meaningless work, you know, saying things like, oh, boss, the graph is populating. It'll be ready in 15 minutes, you know? Or, oh, let's circle back, you know, like this corporate speak, you know? I mean, who wants to live like that? I don't want to live like that, so I don't live like that, you know? It's just amazing to me. People put themselves through suffering that they want to be in. They want that suffering. If you put them in a situation where they were actually free, they wouldn't even know what to do with it. They would immediately try to crawl their way back to the cubicle, to that feeling of safety. It's absolutely amazing. All because they wanted it all right now. But they forget, you want it all right now, you got to pay it back with interest. And that's the root, the crux, the knot of the suffering, is that you wanted it all right now, and in turn, you basically indentured your entire future, right? What are the credit card rates right now? I never had a credit card, so I don't know. But I want to say they're over 20%. I mean, man, you got a credit card, you're a dumbass. I mean, you got a credit card, you're a dumbass. There's no other way to put it. You are just a dumb monkey. Dumbest people ever. But I get 3 cents off at the pump. I get airline miles. Okay. And I'm here. I got gold on my fingers. I got 24 karat gold on my fingers. On 25 acres in peace. Lighting a fire. I mean, slaves will never know, man. Slaves will never know. It's so amazing. I love doing streams like this because the people get so angry. You get so fucking butthurt. Instead of going, hey, I wonder how I can better my life, they just get angry. They get really angry. And the beautiful thing is that no matter what, my life is always going to be like this. And, well, if you're a debtor, your life is always going to be pacing around a cubicle. Sucks to be you.